are back. I'm back to my roots. Got the KRATON V6, back to an Arrma. This is the model that started it all for me, the original KRATON V5 BLX that I had. So we're just gonna do the normal thing and just speed run it. This thing is completely stock. The only thing I did was tune the diffs, 100K in the front, 60K in the back, 500 in the middle. And other than that, I haven't touched the gearing, nothing. So I did connect it to my Fly Sky, just because it's easier for me to have it all on one controller, all my different rigs on one controller. So we're gonna go ahead and speed test it. Ooh. Let's see what that was, bro. Let's see what that was. Stop it. Read it. 65. Oh, that's so hilarious. I mean, that's exactly what everyone is getting, is like right at 65 miles an hour. So that is awesome. All right, guys. Well, we're out here at the spot with the Fresh Park ramp. I did have to switch the tires to the backflips because I had one of the other rears strip out, as you'll see in the video. But we are here to send it, as we usually do, and see what this new V6 KRATON's got, man. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, there goes the top of the body. Again. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. All right. Let's go, baby. Oh, I almost got it to crawl back. There we go. Let's go, baby. Woo. Oh, I'm on LBC. Oh my God. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what the... All right, we made it to the park. It's about that time, bro. See what she got. And so I'm not used to like the power, the way it delivers. It's got that 2050 kV motor, so it's kind of like, you know, almost like a turbocharged 4-cylinder. It doesn't have the immediate power that like a 1650 kV motor has. And so I'm so used to that. Oof, I knew that was gonna be rough. Nice. That's the move right there. Try to make it all the way across the gap. Let's go, baby. Ah, turtle. I installed a rear EXB brace on it. The tower to chassis brace from an EXB, because the other one broke. Triple, yes. Oh, hell yeah. Right side up, son. Let's go. Oh, it went into like protection mode. That's a sure way to break some out drives. Holy moly. Oh my God. There we go. I just needed a little more speed. No, not that one. There we go. Oh, look at that. Wheel goes flying off. So, best wifey ever. So you got the ring on, bro. Yeah? I mean, it's going on. I bet the wheel's up inside. Yeah, it's all rounded off. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, see? Look at that. It's all round. That's why the wheel nut comes loose, because the inside of the hex gets ate up. There we go. Yes. Yes, baby, yes. Let's go, baby. And come here, bro. I accidentally pressed the trigger while I was trying to. There we go. Clip that front body back in. Nice. Oh, yeah. Woo! Nice. Let's go, baby. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my God. Bro, your fly is open. All right. I am clipping it all the way, right? Yeah. Wrong. Well, I can't modify the body clip system, can I? All I can do is clip it into place. We got cars. Ah, freaking turtle. Nice. Oh, turtle again. Just with these cars. You know what I mean? And I've always said that. I'm like, what I'm doing and what everyone else is doing with these cars is completely different. Oh, I almost had it. Damn it. Nice floater, baby. Woo. Let's go, baby. That no one does this like this. Woo! Landed rear wheel tires first, or rear tires first. Let's go. Ah, body came off again. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I couldn't see the damn sun. Damn it. Measuring. They took it, and the body didn't come off. Let's go, baby. All right. Oh boy. Wow, the body came off and the battery came out mid-flight, or actually it came off when I landed. We're not putting that battery back in, it's all twisted. Oh, battery strap broke. That's what happened. All right, we made it back to the shop with the KRATON V6. Well, I guess I should start with what failed. And one thing that did fail was a front arm, which you saw me replace. Not really a big deal. That was totally my fault. I landed on the front end, and that's kind of par for the course. You know, you have a bad landing on one of these things, I don't care how upgraded it is, you're going to break something, usually. The other thing I think that ended up happening was one of the wheels. So inside the wheel, where the hex engages into the wheel, on these trucks, if you land on power too many times, it's going to start eventually basically kind of like grinding itself. The hex kind of moves without the wheel itself, and then you get basically no engagement, and then that lets the wheel nut come loose, and then you lose your wheel, which is what you see. That's happened to me plenty of times. It kind of is what it is. You know, I'm pretty much accepted that that's something that can happen. It's not entirely the fault of the car. It's just kind of one of those things. You land on power enough times, and that'll end up happening eventually. So we had the front arm, we had the one wheel come off. So one of the things that I've seen ever since the Arrma, the KRATON V5 BLX, is these Arrma motor leads. As you can see where it's at right now, right? This is where I left off in the last part of the bash session, and you'll see that these motor leads are coming off. And this is something I've never understood about Arrma, okay? Because they do use Hobbywing rebranded Hobbywing ESCs. But Hobbywing has their ESCs to where the motor leads go into the ESC, and that prevents that from happening. And so from my perspective, just use the same style of motor leads as the Hobbywings already have. And then you get rid of the motor leads issue. This thing is a stock geared, stock motor, stock ESC truck. So I haven't changed anything. You know what I mean? It's all how it was when it came out of the box, other than I put thicker fluid in the center diff, thicker fluid in the rear and the front diff, because that's just how I like the car to run. So the motor leads do come disconnected. They have a tendency to back themselves off. That's something that, you know, and I'll get to this at some point later, but essentially these are little flaws that all 6S Arrmas have. The motor leads, the chassis. Okay, so we had the tower, rear tower to center brace, or center diff brace. This kept coming off. Some of this stuff, I will say, is because of the ramp I use, and I've talked about this on my videos before, but the ramp is such a steep angle and it's so abrupt that when you hit that ramp, it does launch the car. It looks cool, it's fun, obviously, but it's so abrupt that when you hit it, it's kind of like hitting a wall. And what it does is it makes this entire chassis go in and then rebound the opposite way. And it actually pulls these things apart. And it'll bend the rear of my chassis. And this happens even to my fully upgraded cars. It tends to bend the rear chassis down because of the recoil it gets from when it hits the ramp and then recoils off of it. And so that's got nothing to do with the cars. That has something to do with the way that the cars hit the ramp and how abrupt the angle of the ramp is. So we did end up breaking this little ear here, which again, I've got all the upgrades already ready for this thing. As you've been following me on social media, you've been following me on my YouTube community section, I've already got everything ready for this car, you know. But I just want to touch on some of the things that Arrmas do tend to have as weak points. One of them is this little tier thing here. One of them is the motor leads. And then this dual battery connection thing. This is another one I don't understand. I don't think anybody that I know uses dual 3S batteries in order to get 6S. I'm pretty sure everyone just goes straight to a 1-to-1 6S battery. So Arrma just give us one lead. I don't think anybody uses 2 batteries. I don't really get that. And then we had the tower to chassis brace for the rear brake. So I put an EXB one that I had because I have an extra one just laying around. So I just went ahead and put an extra EXB chassis because I had this coming off and I had this broken. So there was a point where I had no rear chassis support. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to put something there. Otherwise, I'm going to end up losing my dog bone. So I went ahead and installed this tower to chassis brace for the rear from an EXB. But I still had, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like right inside here where the bolt goes through the tower to chassis brace, this actual piece of plastic here that's like a little adapter that goes to the rear bulkhead, the section that holds that bolt in place, that's gone. There's a piece of plastic there missing. Which again, they sell this out of aluminum, and that'll be upgraded when I do the full build on this car. What else did we have? I think that's pretty much it, you know. I did run this car on the FlySky GT5. If anyone has a stock Arrma, I can 100% guarantee you, you take a stock Arrma, you put it on a FlySky GT5, at least for the 6S cars, for sure. I don't know about 3 and 4S cars, but you put a FlySky GT5 on a 6S Arrma, and your steering will immediately get more responsive and faster, and your throttle response will immediately go up. So the way the car handles will immediately get better just by adding that radio system. And their transmitters are 20 bucks a piece on Amazon. You can buy the FlySky controller itself and then get additional receivers and just connect all your cars to the same controller. So those, I would say, are the things that failed. But honestly, those are things that are all common to Arrmas, man. 6S Arrmas have certain things that fail, and they fail every time the same way. Not a big deal. That's why they have upgrades. Anyway, as far as the good I'd say is they upgraded the bearings. These bearings back here are what you would normally get when you get an upgraded aluminum hub. Scorched, Vitavon, and some other people have been doing that upgraded oversized bearing for years now. So it's awesome to see that Arrma finally did the upgraded bearing, because that was definitely a weak point. The pillow balls didn't pop out. Okay, so good job there. We didn't have any pillow balls popping out. But I will be getting upgraded aluminum hubs from Scorched anyway, so cool. No standoffs broke off. That's another plus. The shock standoffs didn't break. None of the shock towers didn't bend. I had some pretty gnarly nose dives there and whatever. So, and I've been saying it for a while. Actually, the rear wing on this is ever since I think they came out with this last on the EXB V5 version. I'm not 100%, but this rear wing mount is definitely, like, I don't even need to fix that. As far as I'm concerned, I get stock rear wing mounts. I buy them on Amazon and I keep them in stock. They're cheap, and if something breaks or one of them breaks, I just put another stock one back on. I don't bother with upgraded stuff. I do with some of the other cars, but not with this one, you know. So yeah. Oh, and the ESC fan went out, which again, you know, I try to keep in context the fact that what I'm doing is extreme bashing, okay? There's a couple guys out there that will bash this car, and it'll be little jumps here and some dirt and some mounds, and that's considered bashing. And I agree. You've bashed it. It's awesome. But I kind of feel like what I'm doing is extreme bashing, because I'm sending this thing 100 feet out and 20, you know, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 feet up in the air. So you got to take into context that whatever fails on this car, doing what I'm doing is probably not going to be a failure point with almost anything else you're going to do with this car, you know? So, but the ESC fan did fail. Again, I don't care. Whether or not it would fail for someone else, maybe not. I don't really know. I've never really had these fans fail on me before, but you know, either way, I've already got the Mach 6 G2 system coming. So I'll be putting my own fans on that, high-speed fans. And then one of the reasons why I use the Mach 6 G2 system with the 1650 kV motor is because I don't use a fan on the motor, because it's so overpowered that you can run that motor. Basically, you're running it at, like, you know, I don't know what the number would be, 80% efficiency. Like, you're not really putting all of the load you could put on that motor on that car with this rig, because it's essentially an 8S system, power system running on a 6S car. So As far as fans are concerned, you know, this one failed. Who really cares? Kind of is what it is. But yeah, so I think it did great. You know, I had a couple things break here and there. I had some bad landings. All par for the course. It really is all part of what happens when you go bashing and you hit a ramp at 65 miles an hour and you go 100 feet out and 40 feet up and you land, and sometimes you don't land well and it breaks things. Kind of just part of it. You know, I'm not mad at the KRATON at all. I think the V6 definitely did some good things as far as upgrading some of the weak points. I still think there are some weak points that are still there that are part of the Arrma 6S lineup. You know, things like the motor leads. And if you look really close, I don't know if I'm getting you guys in there, but this motor lead is sitting right in front of this pinion, you know, which will undoubtedly at some point wear through the wire if it hasn't already, which it hasn't. But, you know, again, this is something like, and I've said this before, if you're new to this hobby, I said this with, I can't remember what video it was, but, you know, one of the things that I say about RC bashing and RC cars in general is that not everyone that gets into this goes knee deep into the technical stuff, okay? Some guys or some people, I guess you can call them customers, will buy one of these and just run it right how it is in the box. And if your rear diff is low on fluid, or your center diff has no fluid, or your motor lead gets caught up in your pinion gear, and you know, someone just bought the thing and put the battery in and sent it, how would they know? You know what I mean? How would they know that that's not really a factory defect? How would they know that the car's actually not that bad? It just happened to have, like, you know, a situation where something got caught in the gear, whatever the case is, you know, diff went out. Like, those are normal things for us bashers. Those are just part of the hobby. But for someone who's not in the hobby like that, they would just judge it on face value and just see the car. It would fail the way it's going to fail, and they would just assume it's a piece of junk and move on. So, you know, there is something to be said about QCing these cars properly so that they don't have failures like that and lose a potential customer off of something simple like that. But, you know, that's really not up to me. I don't own Arrma. I don't, you know, whatever. I actually know what I'm doing for the most part. So, you know, those are just things I like to point out and discuss. Also, they did this captured thing on the, I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the steering knuckle on the front, they did this captured thing where it's like captured almost like an 8S KRATON instead of like the 6S, which I'm sure helps durability too, you know. But, you know, there's plenty of videos already showcasing everything they changed, all the things they improved, you know, whatever. I'm here to bash it, have fun with it, show you guys what failed, you know, give you guys an honest assessment of what I think, you know. And I think it's a great truck, and I think that if you're someone who's not going to do what I'm doing, this thing will probably never break on you. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be doing what I'm doing, you're going to need some upgrades, and you're going to need some modifications. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun. It was a blast. We'll be doing the full upgrade on this thing. I've got all scorched RC parts. We're going to be doing a Max 6 G2 system. So this thing is going full hog. We are going all in. And so stay tuned for that bash. I'm going to try to see if maybe I can post pictures along the way. Maybe I'll put some content up along the way of me actually doing the mods. But we'll see. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. Again, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate you that have subscribed and that give me the views. And we're going to keep it going. Keep on bashing, guys.